Shh.
All right.
I hope you get it soon. Silence. Get it? So,
White noise.
we finished watching Silence, and very big contrast towards John Wick 2. It's not the same type of movie. Don't expect anything like this. This movie is hard to say exactly. It's very long.
Awesome.
It's 3 hours long, I think.
No, it's 2:40.
240. Okay. It's more slow paced. You shouldn't. If you watch this movie, make sure you have patience and don't expect like rushed action or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Like this is you did. No, I'm kidding.
No, but this is a movie that you should take your time with and just appreciate.
Yeah.
It feels very Kubrick-ish. For example, like the first shots of the movie, it felt like Kubrick because like more like a big wide shot and you see like everything going on. It's not like the trailer. It's definitely not like the trailer.
I don't remember how the trailer was.
The trailer is kind of different. The trailer is a lot more like fast-paced, a lot more.
But
very...
that's editing for the trailers.
Yes, but still, like.
No, I get your point. Could be counted as false advertising a bit. Yeah. Okay.
So the trailer shows a different type of film than you expect a little bit actually.
It's a slow story about based in the what did we be 17th, 16th century?
17th century.
17th about how like the Japanese have exiled/banned Christianity, and these two priests go to find their bigger priest.
One of the priests, the rumors is that he's still there and that he has left he's not a Christian anymore.
He became a Buddhist, and they wanted to go find out the truth.
Or like get him back.
Yeah.
So the story is about them returning to this, land which they're not allowed to be in.
Yeah.
So and this is about their story, what happens when they get there.
Yes.
And how like there's still Christian Japanese people, and how there's Japanese people who don't like this, and so on.
Yeah.
The struggle between the two religions, which one's the better one, which one makes more sense, and like how did it see different types of religion, how did it look in the world.
Yes. I will say this much about the movie. I generally feel bad for both people in each terms. Like I feel bad for the people that are Buddhists and are being mistreated. I feel bad for the Christians that are being mistreated. It's just a shitty situation, and I wouldn't say anyone is really villainized. Like you could argue the Japanese that are against it, but I don't know. It feels like back then, that's how things went in general in the world.
Because Christians did the same stuff.
Exactly.
It's like
they've done just
too.
as bad shit to other people, and it's like
so
that's the thing.
I think it's very like. It's hard to say, but I would still think this movie does a little bit more to...
It does feel like they're favoring the Christians.
Yes.
Yes, it does. The one thing I was a bit unhappy that there wasn't more in the movie was they have a little bit of the time when Spider-Man is talking to one of the Buddhist priests, and they argue a little back and forth about their religions and how each of them see it. And that was interesting. But I would have preferred more of them bringing up points and exemplaring, and I was almost wishing that them to come to a similar understanding. But they were both very headstrong to their own decisions, and I guess it's real. That's how it would be, especially back then. But I don't know. I was hoping that there's that piece of peace, please, of them having a common understanding for each other.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
But I was unhappy. Maybe it would have been too cheesy and expected. But it feels like you want them to. Like, why not? Type thing.
And so the movies,
it's good. It takes its time of everything.
Good
I think you said it was a bit long sometimes.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, some parts felt
in the very beginning, it was when I felt, it's going to be one of these movies. But then as it went on, that kind of like just slipped my mind. And Andrew Garfield, I see him as this character. I did not see him as Spider-Man whatsoever.
No, I saw him about that, yeah.
Kylo Ren, maybe a bit hard for him because he didn't get the spotlight as much. He's a secondary character. So maybe not as much him, I can still see him as...
And this is the second time Andrew Garfield plays a devoted Christian.
Yeah, that's right.
I get it. Hacksaw Ridge. I think all the acting was really good.
He did a great job.
Some lines were a little bit awkwardly said. Like I think, or something like dialogue. It felt a little bit like too theatrical for like a movie. In the beginning, it was in the beginning between him and the other priest. There's like, Antonio, I feel very cold. A little bit like there's some in the beginning.
Odd, yes.
That felt a bit like
Yeah, that's a really good shot though when they're walking down the stairs. I thought that was fucking great.
But other than that, it was
Yeah, you
fine.
noticed.
But so some dialogue was a little bit cringy in the beginning. But
Oh,
then
it cleared up.
But then it cleared up because it started losing,
Yeah.
like they became more people.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was great. And yes, should I expect a Christian symbolism? Oh yes. I'm not gonna say it's not super in your face, but it's there.
But it's kind of.
But it's also in your face.
In the end, yes. Some parts.
I'm not gonna
yes.
say yes for the ending, but I'm gonna say definitely at some parts, like when looking in the water, that one was a bit too on the nose for me. I thought it was
Or
a
when
bit
you
too
hear
much.
like the voiceover.
Oh yeah,
That
that
was
was a bit
very-
too much
yeah.
of the no,
So
that was
it
a
does
bit
have,
too
but
much.
I wouldn't say it's like the movie wants you to
We're
become a
atheists.
Christian.
I think we're both gonna
I mean,
admit that. And
the
even
mo-
as atheists, we approve and like this movie. I
the
like
movie. The movie that's like, oh, you should become a Christian. If not, you're not
No,
human.
they
It's
don't do
nothing
that.
like that. You shouldn't worry about like.
They're not like,
But it's still-
villainizing you
Yeah.
or no.
And I think like costume wise, it felt good. I liked like there's other type of Japanese outfits
Look at
because every time people talk about Japanese soldiers, like oh they expect like the samurai to show up, but it's only, there's no samurai at all in the movie except the one samurai armor in the background. Other than that, they're using more like normal clothing they would use for like normal like guards.
No,
It's
everything.
not,
I mean, I may not be a historian when it comes to fucking 17th century Japan, but I look legit.
yeah, it's really good.
Everything looks on point, on par with how it should be.
I think some like CGI stuff, some green screen stuff, was a little bit.
You mentioned some
Bad.
one thing CGE thing. We're not gonna say it obviously, but I honestly didn't see it.
No, but I mean, for example, in the beginning when like they're going with the boat, it looked kind of fake, and when he's like in the dark
I
in
thought
the
about that a
water,
little, but I
and
couldn't.
like some smoke stuff was like added afterwards.
maybe.
So some stuff felt a little bit like.
It's CGI. I
weird,
think
yeah.
I think our eyes are starting to learn to get used to figuring it out now. It's not like back in the day when
Yeah.
you saw obvious plastic figure, but you still thought it was there, although it obviously wasn't. I think we're just getting used to CGI now. They'll have to
But
add
it's
their game.
overall okay. CGI. It's not like it's
fine.
bad
It's fine. No soundtrack.
whatsoever.
Get it? Like it's called silence. Fucking clever.
Yes, no music whatsoever except if they play or sing some type of
Which-
music
I don't-
in the
You
actual
say that.
scene.
I remember you mentioned that to people when they asked us what we thought about the movie, but I don't remember anyone singing. or
Yes,
anything
there's
in the movie.
a guy singing in one part, for example, when he's like in the cross, he's like, oh, and they tell us like, oh, he sang a psalm.
Oh yeah.
For example, and then there's
that's-
some like
yeah.
Buddhists saying it's like
Oh,
only
okay,
like that
you're
type of stuff. There's no actual music, if not.
Yeah, that's right.
more than that.
Which that's a clever choice. I liked it. I approved of it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's fine.
It helped. I did feel like
silent.
I did feel like like when watching this movie, I felt like the focus was gonna be on like him not getting answers from God or something like that, or like I don't know. I was expecting something on the level, and I guess you could say there's something like that here, but just more
Yes.
to it. Okay, is this gonna be Passion of the Christ? Gore porn? No.
No.
It's not. It's fine. It's
It's
gonna-
fine.
It's fine. Although you two mentioned an elderly couple left the movie.
Some people, I saw people getting
I didn't see.
some like reactions. People like,
I did hear some.
but people doing shit like that.
It wasn't anything that
and people
horrible.
giving each other looks like.
It was. It was.
And some
it was
people-
elderly people in them.
And
theater,
some
though.
people did leave the cinema. It
There
could
were a
be
lot of
because they're
elderly
like
people
bored or something, or like they were like, oh, it's too long, or we don't know why they left, but you know, people did leave the cinema for
That's
some reason, and Sweden usually doesn't happen that much.
No, that's odd. I didn't notice personally, but I wouldn't say it's that shocking, horrible.
But I
things.
still think like the movie
Tell your
does drag on in some parts. Some parts do feel very slow. Some of the dialogue was like a little bit stale, but
was okay with
overall,
that.
I think it's all right. It's
It
good.
didn't
I
bother
mean,
me.
It's a more drama, more historic. What's called the plot-driven movie.
It is. For all the people saying that we only like action and shit like Iron Man, we most definitely like other movies too. We both like
Yeah.
this movie.
So I would say this.
Would you watch
is-
it again? I definitely could see myself sitting
Yeah,
down
I can
again.
watch it again, but then
Because that is the difference,
when I
right?
had the time, though.
Yeah, and this is one of those movies where it's like, you know, it's like, oh, I liked it, but I don't know if I'd watch it again. What is happening right now? Why am I not seeing the movie? What is the technical
internet
issues?
connection.
How dare
Hang
you.
on, stay still. for
We'll
one
keep
second.
it going. You know what? We'll talk through it. We'll do it live.
We'll use
So-
pictures instead. We have Liam Neeson in the film.
Yeah.
We have the guy
was
from
nice.
47 Ronin, which is the bad guy, and I think
yeah.
he's funny in 47 Ronin. Every time I see
liked
him in
it.
that, I laugh because he does some funny stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, I don't want to spoil.
Yeah,
this
we
movie.
have,
We don't want to. I mean,
Tetsuo the Iron Man.
oh yes, he's there. I guess I don't.
I
know
guess
much
here's a
him,
picture
so
of Tetsuo
sorry.
the Iron Man,
I don't really know him. Sorry.
the creator, I guess. And
Should we score and go to spoilers?
I know. I mean, we have what's the name of the priest guy in the beginning? That's like giving them the mission.
Do you actually know?
Syrian hints.
I've seen him before.
It feels like I might have. It was
Where?
Munich.
Right. There he is. That's him. That's the guy. But he's
Road,
back
Road
turn.
to Perdition.
Turn. Oh, this is the shot I liked.
What else?
He did a
So
good job.
overall, good cinematography, good
I think that was in the
acting. A more realistic view on Japan, feudal Japan.
Yeah.
It shows that they're not like all like rice fields and like fancy people. Like I mean, if you look at the movie, most of like farmers are very like trashy, very poor, very just starving and shit like that. Wasn't
It was
that good
shitty.
there either, yeah. And so it's time for a rating of the movie. I give Silence a 7 out of 10. I did enjoy Young Wick 2 a little bit more, but I mean, still very good. So 7 out of 10.
This movie does what it's meant to be and to show and question someone's faith and what they do for their beliefs, and I think that's great. I give this movie 9.5 out of 10.
9.5. Shit, that's really.
And I'm an atheist, right? Like I'm an atheist, like, and like people assume that, I hate religion, fucking retards. Like I don't mind, just because someone, I don't mind that. Like I'm not the kind of person.
Well, either way, so that's.
I'm trying to make a statement.
We don't want to get into religious
So what?
fights.
My point is just because I'm an atheist doesn't mean I can appreciate this movie and say, wow, this was fucking great. So yeah, I loved it. And now we were saying, would you see this movie again?
Yes, but one at a time.
Yeah, I think this one, because there could be good movies that you like, but you're like, yeah, one time was enough. And I could see myself seeing this again. And maybe not in theaters again, but when we own our own Blu-ray or something, we definitely be like, hey, let's sit down with like maybe people that haven't seen it yet, sit down and get their pick on it, see what's up.
So
spoiler section. We should do a little. We should. So you know what's up. Thank you. Bye everybody. Spoiler section now. If you want to stay along, you ready? Are you ready? Silence. Okay. Spoiler section. They go to the village when they first get to Japan.
Yeah.
And they meet a nice household of nice Japanese people that are still Christians and want to learn. Their kind of guide friend is this one Japanese man. I can't remember his name.
Kochiri.
Kochiro. So Kochichiro, as they like to say it. So he's very nice. Yeah, I got scared. And he kind of like he's very like dubious kind of a character, and you're not sure where he's going with him. And that kind of gets explored in a way. The same thing gets explored a bit over and over again. They both like start spreading the love of Christianity among the people that still want to learn and give, and they give like talismans and bless them, the children. And it is very obvious. They mention it at the beginning. They do a nice job of it to not really mention it. And then they tag it on a little bit at this one baptism point. But they do try to show that not all the Japanese people understand truly what Christianity is.
Yeah.
Great fucking job on that fucking aspect. I thought it was fucking brilliant. I'm just saying that was just smart. Lost in translation, right? They could believe something. They could have just interpreted it was better than Buddhism, right? That's the idea. And then the idea is that they find out that there's another tribe, and they're like, hey, we should go help. So Adam Driver stays with the first village. He's a bit more of an impatient kind of guy with them. He says so. He feels sorry about it though. So he's not an asshole without knowing he feels bad about it. He's not an asshole. He's just a young.
So he goes to the other village, helps out, and then the like inquisitors that I guess look for Christians.
Came to the first village and started like
and found out. I mean, eventually they find out.
Those guys.
They found out they get for them to that are Christians, and what they do is this test that they're supposed to step on an image of Jesus Christ or like some type of Christian symbol, and I think they think it's a big like never to do.
Yes.
So they don't dare step on it.
So therefore they know they're Christians. So then they put him up on a cross and put them in front of the sea to like drown, but just from the physical pain of the impact.
Just torturing them until they die.
Until they died, and
to make an example, and that people shouldn't be Christians.
And it was I so appreciated the fact that even though this is supposed to be this is faith, right? Like if you're not someone that is faithful, maybe you can't understand. But if someone are faith, then you definitely probably can connect with this idea of I believe in this so much. Like anything you truly ever believed in your life, it's kind of like stepping on everything you believe in. It's a physical way of saying I hate what I believe in. And, you know, that's probably a pretty disgusting thing to make someone do. And that's why for someone saying, I don't understand it, David, it's just stepping on a thing they can get away with it. Sure, but that's like for them turning their back on everything they've ever loved and cared about. So don't say things like that. Don't be a dummy.
So they do this type of test, and
I was gonna say I appreciated how Andrew Garfield, the other priest, he was telling them, step on it, do it, save your life, God will understand. And that's so interesting, right? Like a priest, although this is supposed to be one of the biggest no ever, he tells him, do it, he'll understand, he'll forgive you. And I appreciated that. I didn't be like, do it for God. Like, I would not have been happy with that. Yeah. So I love that.
And also they mentioned that, you know, why they shouldn't die for someone else.
They should, yeah, exactly. Which is one big, other big part of this movie. Yeah, they shouldn't just die because, like... No.
Yeah, so... And stuff goes on, and eventually Andrew Garfield gets trapped by the... what's it called?
Yes, Kichiro kind of betrays him.
Yes.
And he has this continuous arc of him getting caught, stepping or spitting on the symbolism, and then going back and asking for forgiveness from him.
Yeah, so the thing with Kichiro is that he every time they make this test, he always, you know, spits on God's symbol, whatever... But that does something like bad
to prove he's not a Christian to the Inquisitors.
So what happens is that then afterwards he returns
constantly
to the priest to do what's called that he's supposed to tell him his sin so he can be forgiven, and then, you know, all the sins are forgotten.
Yeah.
And so he does that all over and over again. He always returns, and and that's how he believes in Christianity. It's like, oh, I can just get away with all this shit.
Exactly. It shows that idealism. It shows that Kikichiro thinks that Christianity almost became for him a way of whatever I do, it will be pardoned if I ask God. Again, showing that they may not truly understand what Christianity is. Which later on, the Inquisitor mentions that, says you think that Christianity can't flourish here, but do you really think they know what it means? Because it's true. It's like they come from Buddhism. It's very different from them. It's Buddhism is more about being good, and also nature, and becoming a better self.
Yeah, and also it's more like in the sense of like it's more to the your personal self, and more humanity, and also believe more like the nature force. It's not like someone has created it. More like that was, you know.
We're all intertwined. Whilst it's more of course in Christianity, it's more of a God giving us life. So that idealism, they obviously don't really get Christianity. Which is great. It's smart. I'm happy that he did it like that. So yes, he gets caught, and eventually, you know, they're like, let's take out in the field. Or he thinks he's gonna meet that priest that they've been looking at for Ferrari. Come on, and it happens that
they also trapped. Yeah, they trapped Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. He basically he swims to go save some people from drowning because, you know,
they kill some other like Christian farmers.
Yeah, and he tries to save them and he drowns. And of course, your heart feels really bad for both of them at the same time. And Andrew Garfield, as Polly like to say, says. Okay, so basically, because we're running out of time, thank you, Polly. He gets caught by them. We see him, the agents torture other people to make him give in.
Yeah,
because they think instead of killing priests, they should make him a symbol that even a priest can lose his faith.
Yeah, because they don't want to make the priests into martyrs, which could almost
give them more power.
The faith. Exactly.
Which is brilliant.
So that's what they do.
That's what happens.
And eventually,
he breaks.
Garfield gives in.
He breaks.
Because he doesn't want people dying because of him. And
it sucks.
And then the thing is that then he meets the other priests are supposed to meet, and it turns out he actually did become a Buddhist. And then he realizes, that I guess that's how it works. Like, there's nothing much you can do.
Better than die.
Yeah.
And point is, he lives the rest of his life with this wife that they gave him and everything. And he
lives as a Buddhist
in a way.
He helps out. Of
course, Kikichiro comes back as his fucking slave.
Yeah. And what the rest of it does is just make sure that no Christian symbols enter Japan or like any Christianity at all.
They're either
burned he's been a former priest, so he knows. Yeah.
And to wrap it up, because I don't know how much time we have left, maybe you should be checking. He dies in old old age, and his wife, that again, no real time was given because it was a sped up time circle. you know, she, I guess, mourns him, and they put him in a little basket and take him and have a Buddhist funeral, of course, and they burn the casket of him in his body, and it ends with it zooming into this little cross that one of the fellow people in one of the first villages gave him as a symbolism of
That
at heart,
he
he will
still
always be what
Christian.
he was, but to save others' lives, and because he understands that this is how it has to be, he partook into something else, which, as Emilio said, that's a little on the nose for Christianity. But
it's
I
fine.
get it.
Yeah, we get it.
We sound like I was
So yeah, I guess that's from us.
That was it.
From us, yeah. Again, 7 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10.
We was rushed now, I know, but we're running out of time. Sorry.
So yeah, go and see
I
it.
would say go see it.
But make sure that you're
in the mindset.
Yes, because it's
Don't
not a
think-
movie for everyone. Definitely not. This is a acquired taste movie.
I would
Yes.
say so.
So if you feel interested in the trailer, then go watch it. But be careful because you might if you're not into slow pacing, you might get bored. So yeah, that's all from us. Bye.